Okay, we're here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. It's option expiry day, Friday, January the 10th in 2025. Welcome all to the show and the program. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the party, pal. If you're just figuring out, this channel has a way of showing its viewers a way to make money in this market, no matter what direction the market wants to go. I will say, though, that one of the things that I have been really harping on, and I won't be able to stop the way this market is evolving, is you got to get out of the market. Which kind of, Bruce, you're a guy that explains how the stock market works in plain English, and you're telling us to get out of the market. That's an oddity. How can I get richer if I'm not in the very market that Elon Musk is becoming a multi-billionaire about, soon to be a trillionaire? How can I make money in the market if I don't own stock like Warren Buffett owns stock, or Elon Musk, or what Steve Jobs did in his day when he owned all the shares of Apple he had, and all these other top people out there? Don't I have to imitate what they do? You keep talking about being an institution, and I say, yes, I keep talking about how you should be an institutional trader, but you should not be a founder of a corporation and trying to buy as many shares of NVIDIA that you could possibly get your hands on. That's not going to necessarily give you what you want. Although I will say, those of you who are working for these corporations that are handing you stocks or your earning share options, you take them and you grab them. But when you can either liquidate them or reallocate them or generate revenue from these shares you have by the way of writing stock options, that's one way to go. But the other way to go, for those of you who are not getting shares handed to you or that you can earn from your employer, those of you who are the 99% of the world who thought that I have to buy stock to get rich, those of you, I'm trying to turn you into an institutional trader, which means I don't want you to own these shares. I want you to write options on these shares from a cash position. And so I'm trying to give you a diversified portfolio where you're making money writing options, stock options on shares you don't own, and you're earning money on the money that's in your account from interest. And so now you have interest income and option premium income coming into your hands. Two sources of income rather than one, rather than none. Because there are people here who watch me and have watched me for several years, and billions who don't watch a single thing I've ever done, who are out there sitting on a mountain of paper, and they think that they're really smart, and they think that I got this thing cornered. And I'm saying, way to go on amassing a lot of stock over the years, especially if you're up on it. I'm thrilled that if you are into like SoFi, or you're into Rocket Lab, or you're into other stocks, and you've got your stocks going up for you, fabulous. But you haven't gotten rich yet. You're just sitting on paper that happens to be worth more money than it was before. But you're not done yet. You need to make money. And the key here is to turn paper into cash that makes you more money and eliminates the possibility of a market correction against you that can wipe 10, 20, 30% of your profits away from you in an awful damn hurry. And that's why you want to sell your stock and just write cash secured puts as a real simple way to lock in gains, add additional gains to your account, and now haul in daily interest on a ton of cash you're sitting on. Because you had this much money, a little pile of money that you put into stock. The stock went up, now you're dumping it, and you're writing cash secured puts. You've got this much money in your account now, hauling in interest. So you now have interest income and a depreciating contract against your money. And if the stock does go higher, and you were right, oh, Bruce, you're right, SoFi will go to 20-25 a share. You are correct. You will win big time. You'll make more money than someone who owns the stock in your financial position. And that's the key here with this channel. I am not talking to billionaires. Billionaires hire people to find them investments. Billionaires get approached by other people for other billionaire investors to help them manage their billions and hundreds of millions. You're not in that camp. You're never going to get the phone call. You're never going to get that magical email. You're never going to have a friend at the country club say to you, "Oh, Biff, how you doing today? I understand that you've sold off a bunch of your real estate portfolio and you're sitting on 300 million in cash, trying to figure out what to do with it. Have you considered these investments?" You're not getting that chat. You're not involved with these people who are going to do this. You're the epitome of most of the investors out there in the world. And again, you're not the bottom 10% here. Okay, you're a solid middle class person. If you're watching me, if you're unemployed under a bridge, you're not watching me. You don't have internet. If you have internet and you have a day job and you found me somehow, I don't know how you found me, but you found me, and you're listening to this guy tell you there's a way for you to get higher in the demographic, and you can do it yourself, and you don't need to pay fees to a whole bunch of people to do it. You don't need to invest in a bunch of inventory that you're going to try to flip on eBay or at garage sales or anything like that. You don't have to knock on people's doors and hold a brush and go, "Would you like to buy this brush?" and have the door slammed on your face. There are ways for you to make money with your assets that you aren't making money with now. And this is the key. There are people who are watching me, who watched me for 4 years, who thought they had it all figured out. We paid off our house. We paid our house down over 10 years, and our mortgage is now down to 7 years to go, and then we own it. And we got our 401ks and our Roth IRAs, and we paid off all our loans and debts, and we have these plans at work, and they're being managed for us. And now we went to our we didn't know where to go to get financial advice, and so we went to our fathers, uncles, grandfathers, financial advisory firms who put us into these house accounts that are into bond funds and this kind of fund and a dividend fund and international growth fund, and all these risk tolerance levels are all comfortable for us, and we now spread our money around into different investments, and it's being handled by the pros in Dover. They're handling it for us, and we just put in so much a month to add to it, and every month we get a statement showing us how much more value we have. It's not cash, it's value on an investment or group of investments that you're part of. And I hope that you've done really well with it. I really have. But the question for you now has become, suddenly, in the last maybe year or 2 or 3, with all the upheaval in the last 10 years of this world, you've suddenly figured out, wait a minute, hold it 1 minute. Uncle Bruce, I've been doing everything right. I've done everything I was supposed to do. And I have figured out the math. I'm figuring out the math because I'm beginning to figure out that in my 20s, I didn't give a crap. In my 30s, I was too busy with the young kids. In my 40s, we were too busy raising the children and getting them through high school and getting them to college. And in the 50s, we got them into college, and we became empty nesters, or we're getting close. We're almost there. We got 1 more to go. We got 3 kids out of here. We got 2 kids out of here. We got 1 left. And we're almost going to be empty nesters. And then it's our turn. My wife and I, it'll be our turn to zero in on our accomplishments and our next wave of a great life together. The fact that the kids are having kids is also bringing, but they're working, aren't they? But you're figuring out, you're looking at your own position, and you're going, these investments we have, our house has gone up in value, but so has everyone else's house. It's not like we're geniuses. It's just that the market is higher. Okay, if we sell this house and try to buy another house in our area, it's going to cost us as much or more than what our house is worth. If we leave from Illinois and move to Florida or to Texas or to Arizona or whatever, maybe we can find a lower priced place, but it won't be the same because, it's the summer house, or it'll be the winter house, or it'll be the new permanent house where we're going to have to tolerate the humidity, the heat, whatever. There's no real gain there. There's a bit of a gain, but there's nothing seriously happening here. Our investments were the ones. That was the ticket. Our 401k, my Roth IRA, that was the entity that was going to guarantee my wife and I our future income above and beyond Social Security, where we would travel internationally, we would live a life of retirement. And the dough isn't there. The results aren't there. Do you hear that racket out there? I think that's a mower for the greens, or that's a machine grinding up our bunker. Anyway, don't worry about that. Our retirement money isn't there. We won here. We're not winning here. And I'm running out of patience with my job, or I understand that at age 50 and beyond, I am next to be bought out. In the next 5 years, I will be eliminated from this corporation. It's nothing personal. Everyone gets eliminated at age 55 around here, and I'm coming up to that point. And I've got to figure out what to do. Or I've had enough. I've just had enough. I'm 53, and I just don't want to work like I've worked for the last 20 years for another 5 or 10. I want to start being paid off. I want to reap a reward for the hard work I've put into this organization. And they're not giving it to me. It's not coming my way. I'd like to get out. And you're looking at how to get out. And you understand that the numbers or the dollars that you're administering or are being administered for you actually are not delivering the goods. And you've also figured something else out, that in 10 years when you are 65 or you're 68 or you're 70, you are going to be drawing more money out of your money than you've got going on, because it will not be a large enough pool of capital with a 6% return to live on. And therein lies the shocker, because inflation in the last 3 years has woken up people, especially in the last 2 years. The inflation hit has hit so much that you realize, my God, the grocery bill every week has doubled in the last 2 years, 3 years. We're paying way more for food. Even though the kids have moved out, we're paying way more for food. It's unbelievable. The kids are having trouble with their bills. They're juggling their utility bill and their grocery bill and their power, their water bill and their rent and car payment like crazy. And we're coming in to help out a little bit here and there to kind of tide them over. This isn't the way it should be for a university graduate, a college graduate, someone with a master's degree. Something's not working here. Welcome to the party, pal, of the reality of the world in which we're in. I went to the shopping mall yesterday with Jen. We had a day off yesterday. We went to the shopping mall, and I went into the Barnes & Noble bookstore. And Jennifer's walking around looking at different titles, and I love going to the book section that talks about how to get richer, self-help and career advancement and investing and all this stuff. Because I'm always curious, can I find a book that talks about what we talk about every day, what I talk to you about every day? I couldn't find one. I found a book on day trading secrets, and I found a lot of books about self-help and motivation and taking stock of your life. And I found a Tony Robbins book, of which there must be dozens of out there. But I didn't find a book about how to write stock options and make extra income, how to create a side gig and learn how to quit your day job, how to generate income from your assets that are underperforming, and be self-employed and retire early, or literally quit your day job and become a self-employed person instead. Nothing. Couldn't find anything. There were, 300 different books there, 200 different books. There are no Uncle Bruces out there writing anything about what I'm doing here, which just blows my mind, because I'm sitting here going, God, there used to be millions of stockbrokers out there in the North American world, and I'm sure in Europe. There used to be millions and millions of personal financial advisors, like guys like me, that were out there. And we were constantly trying to upgrade our skills and learn the new market, the new economic world we're entering. Something called the internet is coming. We better learn all about the internet and online marketing, and this Amazon thing is a whole new thing. It's going to change the world. We better learn about that. And cloud computing, what? And quantum computers now, and AI intelligence. This new world keeps evolving and evolving and evolving. And we, as investment advisors, used to be welcomed into seminars to learn what was coming up so that we could advise our clientele. We're going to get out of the buggy whip business and wagon wheel manufacturing and tire making. We're going to get into now companies that produce software. We're going to buy into companies that are cutting edge business development companies that can really, take a business and transform it. eBay is a whole new thing. You can sell stuff from your house, and instead of putting a table on your driveway on Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, you can now sell stuff on eBay 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to anyone in the world. What? Wow. The seminar we missed was the seminar called How Stockbrokers Will Be Eliminated from Human Existence, including all brokerage firms, all brokerage branch offices, branch managers, all the trading floor guys, all the stock exchange employees that are handling stock trading on the floor of the stock exchanges. The Amex exchange will be eliminated from existence. Options will become an online thing, and this will replace every potential stockbroker out there and will put a nail in their coffin forever. We missed that one. I saw the show, I saw the presentation where Steve Jobs held the first smartphone. I saw that, but I didn't see him talking about the end of my career or everyone behind me, actually, because I was the lucky one. I got into this business, this brokerage business, in 1979. I was one of the last in who could have had a career for the rest of my life as a broker or a senior advisor or something. But I missed the program because they didn't show this smartphone in 1979 or even 1975 or 85. They didn't show this in 1990. Steve Jobs held this device around 2004 when this came out. But by that time already, we were out of the business. We were basically becoming extinct. Stockbrokers for you individually were eliminated from existence starting in the late 80s. And by the 1990s, we were being eviscerated. And what began to happen to people like you guys is that you used to be able to find a stockbroker if you had $10,000. You had 10 grand to invest to kind of diversify your holdings. There was a stockbroker for you. Might have been a junior broker, a new one who will work with you over decades to help you build your account and diversify your holdings into tax-free holdings and this kind of stock and this kind of investment philosophy. And over 15 years, you would grow with your broker. As your broker gained in experience, you gained bigger paying jobs. And yeah. Well, that all stopped in the late 80s and into the 90s. And how did it stop? When the biggest investment firms in Wall Street found out we've got a problem here because governments are allowing businesses that used to be in little pegs, little slots, to now get into other areas. And when in Canada, they removed the restrictions for the big six banks in Canada to now get into investing advice and get into the mortgage business and get into the insurance business, the wealth advisory business. These banks, as cash rich that they are, because they manage money, they figured out, why don't we just buy some of these regional brokerage firms and keep the top, out of the 100% of the employees, okay? We don't need the bottom 10 percenters because they're grunts. We have our own grunts to do those jobs. The top 5% will keep 1% of them, the brains. The next 20% will keep almost all of them with a 5-year contract. And then the big block of brokers will give them 2 to 5 year contracts with a bonus at the end of the second, third, fourth, fifth year. And at the end of 5 years, we'll just start letting them go. And we'll absorb the business into our bank. We'll create our own brokerage division. And we will ultimately end up in a scenario where we run a huge brokerage operation coast to coast in Canada and in the US and elsewhere. And over the next 10 years, from 1983 to 93, or from 85 to 95, or from 1990 to 2000, we will eliminate 90 to 95% of these employees out of our organization, and we'll train our new employees that we're going to hire right out of college. We're going to train them to do the bank way of investing services. We're going to offer investment services the way we want it done, because we don't like the way these regional guys do their own thing and their brokers talk to clients one-on-one and recommend stock this, stock that. We don't want that. We want all of the brokers we have, whatever brokers there are, to sell the same thing, in-house investment products. And we're going to shove it down the throat of our clients, because while we're taking over the brokerage business, we're taking over the mortgage business, and we're taking over the credit card business. We're really getting into that. And now we're offering total financial advisory services, from saving money to cash flowing money to credit lines, mortgages, car loans, insuring the cars themselves and the houses, and on it goes. We will now control everything to do with finance, including their stockbrokers. And now these people are completely dependent on everything we offer and no one else. And that's how we control the entire business. And at the same time, the side effect of it all, this is the kicker of kickers, the New York Stock Exchange and the Chicago Exchange and the Amex Exchange and the NASDAQ Exchange, they're all owned by the brokers, the stockbrokers. They control all the rules on trading and volatility and reporting and all that. We will buy up these brokerage firms, and that means we buy up the seats of all these stock exchanges. And we end up owning the exchanges, and we can then meld them into the instrument we want. And so in Canada, the Vancouver Stock Exchange, the Alberta Stock Exchange, the Winnipeg Commodities Exchange, the Montreal Exchange, the Toronto Exchange, all the stock exchanges in Canada merged into the Toronto Stock Exchange. And it owns the Montreal division, and it owns a so-called Vancouver Exchange that doesn't exist anymore. All the floor traders are gone. All the offices are gone. All the staffs are gone. All the brokers are gone. All the clients are now scattered all over the place, and they don't have a stockbroker anymore. And then it got to the point where you don't have the ability to call anyone to buy and sell stock anymore. Don't mind me. Look at this. You don't have the ability to buy and sell stock anymore. You have the ability to trade your own account, which they say is a good thing for you. This gives you freedom. You can do whatever you want with this. And for those who know what they're doing, you're a winner. For those who don't know what you're doing, you're screwed. And there's the winners and losers. And so now I'm here to say to you, well, okay, that's the new normal. How are you going to win in this market that you're up against the biggest players with the highest, fastest software computer programs, trading programs? You haven't got a chance to beat these guys on a day trade kind of basis. How are you going to make any money? You do what they do in one of the divisions they do it in. And that's the option market, the stock option business. And you become an institutional trader in your own right. And you become a writer of contracts. And I'm telling you that you can be an institutional trader without owning any stock, just like institutions run their accounts. Many of them don't own stock. They only write options using their cash. And they haul in interest on their money, and they haul in interest on other people's money, the gamblers. And they write options that they know are going to die because they're out of the money and they're worthless. They only have time, and time is fleeting, and contracts die. And that's how many of the biggest institutions make a ton of money. Now, there are pension funds and there are hedge funds out there that do have large positions of stock in various companies because they're involved in getting boards of directors onto the boards of directors of these companies. They're very much involved in the in the structure of these corporations and how they operate. Yes, they are the insider wannabes of these outfits. But even those guys have option writers in-house to write options on stock they either own or don't own. They also write options on stock they don't have as well as stock that they do have. And there's a lot of that going on. And that's where, again, I'm bringing you into an area of the market that I can't find a single book on at Barnes & Noble. I can't find a book on how you can become a very savvy, small, independent, self-employed, side gig, or full-time person to write options and make a living off of it and retire early. I can't find it. It doesn't exist. No one there to help you. You found me. I don't know how you found me, but you found me. I'm a former stockbroker. that's the craziest. That's the craziest thing. I'm a guy that theoretically would have retired at age 55 to 60 from the stock market business. I would have retired 20 years ago at age, 15 years ago anyway, at age 54, I'm losing track of time. I'm 69, going to be 70 this year. So 20 years ago, I would have been 50. So maybe 15 years ago, I would have started looking at retiring 15 years ago. But I left the business behind because it left me. The business disappeared. All the firms that I ever worked for don't exist anymore. All the firms that my buddies and compatriots and other competitors, their firms don't exist anymore. They're not around. And these were firms that made a lot of money. These were firms that made a lot of money. They had clients who were doing very well. They had senior partners and directors and officers, and they were the pillars of the community. I mean, they had, every highfalutin lawyer in town, all the top doctors and surgeons, dentists, auditors, politicians, business owners, you name it, the well-to-do of every city in North America, all the well-to-do people across all of North America, just as an example, all had a stockbroker. They all had their guy. They all had a connection to the stock market. They all had lunch with their broker from time to time. They would get a phone call maybe once a day, once a week, what have you. They would invite their broker to get together at a corporate celebration or something, or vice versa. The broker would invite a client, come with me. I'm going to a seminar tomorrow afternoon. So it's like next week I have a lunch seminar. It's a 1-hour presentation about this brand new thing that the Chicago Board of Trade is announcing. You want to come with me and watch this? You're kind of into this stuff. This used to happen. Personal one-on-one relationships, all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. It doesn't exist anymore. And so today, the top lawyers, the top auditors, the top accountants, the top property managers, the top business owners of your hometown, your city where you live, the area in which you live, the very well-to-do all around you, they have to use this to do their own trading, or they have their money tied up with a financial institution that bought up all the brokers all over the place 20, 30 years ago, and they're now dealing with university graduate, college graduate people who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s that have been trained to track down, find those with cash flow, and convince them to bring their additional cash flow and savings into their branch to then have it allocated into in-house investment products, ETFs, mutual funds, and all kinds of other in-house stuff. And at the same time, these guys have credit cards from these institutions that they use, whether it's Visa, MasterCard, Amex, whatever. They have car loans, they have personal lines of credit, they have their mortgages, they have their business loans. Everything to do with finance is through Chase Manhattan or Bank of America or Wells Fargo or through whatever Bank of America owns Merrill Lynch. So Merrill Lynch is Bank of America, which is New York or Charlotte, North Carolina, wherever they're from. It's all in-house now. And they don't have a broker. They have a guy, they have a girl, they have a contact they can talk to, but those people are powerless to move their money around and change everything about their investment styles. They're just here as advisors. They get told what to say to these people by higher ups. It's all structured now from head office all the way down. And you, if you're part of this group, you're at the bottom of the pyramid to get the least amount of information, and you have no way of being able to quit your day job. These entities do not want you to quit your day job. They want you to keep doing what you're doing, bring in referrals for other people as well, so they can keep growing their base, their financial base that they're sitting on, to keep bringing the pyramid higher and higher and higher. And the top 5% of employees of these massive financial behemoths that almost bankrupted the planet in 2007, 8, and 9, these guys at the very top and down to the 5 percentile level, those top 5 percenters, you'll never meet them. You'll never get to know them. They hang out with each other, and they hang out with the other top 5 percenters globally in every other industry and business and in politics. And they make it work for them and them alone. And they hire people below them. Yes, the 5 to 20 percentile, those folks work for these folks, and those folks grind the bottom employees to get results. And the chances are that you might walk into a Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase Manhattan, whatever institution you walk into, and you're talking to a junior, under 35-year-old person that unless you've got a couple $1 million, you're not going to talk to someone with gray hair. You're going to be talking to someone with no gray hair, who has no experience and has no clue how the market even works. They don't even know what options are. They don't know what options are, and they're not encouraged to find out. They're not encouraged to ever find out how to write options on a portfolio, because they're not traders. They're not market people. They are simply asset gatherers, and they pass your money on to the entity as a whole at head office, and they manage it under certain parameters for you. That's it. Welcome to the party, pal. You can either be part of that group or you can be part of this group. And this group is where you go, I don't pay a fee to anyone to manage my money. I don't believe in a 4 to 6 or 8% return per year, which barely beats inflation all the time. I've already figured out in 5 or 10 or 15 or 20, whatever number of years you've been out there, you figured out that the return you're getting on your money is not enough for your money, the kind of return you should be getting for your money. You're constantly being bombarded by get-rich-quick schemes that some of you have fallen for and have been desperate to get into, and they're not working out. You've also figured out that I can't get rich with real estate. Real estate is so expensive to carry. And now with the fires in Los Angeles, in downtown LA, in Hollywood, and these other neighborhoods where houses are completely wiped out, there are people there who are fully insured, who are going to have $20,000 deductibles. They're going to have $100,000 deductibles. They're going to be fighting with their insurance companies for years. They're going to be given a check for $1 million, but they lost $1.5 million. And that $500,000 they're never getting back, because they're going to spend $200,000 in legals to get $200,000 more, and that's gone. It's an absolute disaster. And a lot of people in Westwood and all these other neighborhoods who got, we're talking upper middle class. I'm not talking about the ghettos of Watts. I'm talking the higher end neighborhoods. There are people there who've lost collectively billions because all their wealth, or most of their wealth, was tied up in real estate. And I'm saying to you guys, you can have your money tied up in real estate, fair enough. You can have your money tied up in the market, fair enough. You can have it in gold or silver or inventory or a business that you run, great. What I think I'm indicating to you, though, what I believe is you can make more money with money than anything else. And that is the key. Using what you got in between your ears as you are absorbing knowledge in this stock market that you'd never heard of before, and taking your time to understand how this works, and you're following my advice, you're taking class number 1, class number 2, and opening a practice account for free, and you're spending what, $200 a class on my classes, and you're now practice trading how to write stock options, and you're sitting there going, this works. This is uncanny. This is uncanny. It's absolutely uncanny. If I sell an option on a stock that I don't own, that is not worth anything except for the amount of time it has left to live, and I wait for the time to go by that contract had left to live, the odds are like 99% of that contract goes down in value. Contracts that run out of time go down in value, and they go down in value so much that I can buy that thing back for 10 cents on the dollar, 20 cents on the dollar, and keep the difference. Now, my thinking was you would buy a thing, you'd buy 100 of these at a time for 69 cents each, and then sell them one at a time for 99 cents each. And I'd make 30 cents on every one of these if I could sell one at a time for 99 cents. That's how I thought life worked. And this guy, without any hair, just sits there and says, no. You don't have to buy any pens. You don't have to buy a bunch of mouses or buy any product or anything like that. You don't have to buy anything. You just have to have cash in the bank. Get interest on that cash. Get a return on your cash from T-bills, corporate bonds, through these ETFs. And then use your capital to write cash-secured puts and haul in a whole bunch of cash, or write credit spreads where you create a stock option position that actually gives you money, that actually puts money in your hand up front, and then you give less of that back. What? This doesn't make sense to me. Of course it doesn't make sense to you. You don't hold anything. You don't own anything. You don't own a single share of NVIDIA, and yet you can make money on NVIDIA writing a credit spread. You can do a call credit spread on NVIDIA. You can do a call credit spread on Apple. You can do a call credit spread on SPY. You can do call credit spreads on any stock you want without owning the dang stock. And you're going, what? How does this work? Well, this works very, very well, incredibly well, especially for the institutional traders that have the connections with the big bankers to do option trading. And you can do all of this on one of these devices right here. That is the kicker of kickers. It's the one side effect that this thing is good for. This has given you access to a piece of the market that you never had access to directly. You used to have to deal through a stockbroker to be able to buy and sell stock, or write and buy and sell contracts. Now you can do it all yourself, including writing options. Welcome to the party, pal. This party is a whole different way of doing business, and I can't find a book at Barnes & Noble that describes it. I can't find one. I looked for like 30 minutes. I was standing there going, there's only like 4 shelves. It's not like the fiction section that's 50 shelves. There's only like 4 shelves that are like 4 or 5 levels. And I'm looking at all the title, I'm picking up the book, and no, this is about real estate. This is about renovating your house down the road that, was a junker, or collecting stuff. And I'm going, no. Welcome to the party, pal. Stock Jockey said it right there. Welcome to the party, pal. Richard Carlin, thank you. Alex, Lame Duck, Free Range, Mark C. Look at all the thumbs ups coming in already. 21 thumbs ups, 26 from 1. Thank you, everybody. ALA could not vote in the poll as Questrade doesn't pay interest on cash. I need to get that thing figured out. DH, number 16. Corinne is here. Rich Miser. Rich Messier, writing cash ticket puts your money looks better in my account. Yeah. Bobby, Questrade answer, buy BIL ETF. They pay the interest. There you go. Bobby Atkinson, 909 shares of BIL and climbing. This is equaling $340 a month in interest. I'm getting $340 a month in interest. To divide that by 30 days, that's over $10 a day. And a bunch of that money is on money you don't own. It's other people's money. It's a wonderful thing. Rasman is here. Aurora's here. Pappy J is here. Uncle Bruce, you're not near any of the fires, right? No, we're not. We're Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Palm Springs, California. We're in what's called the desert. We don't have fires coming from the desert. Fires come from forests where there are trees and bushes and brush that catch on fire and have to skip to other bushes and branches and trees and structures. No, we don't have that issue. It's windy here. Yeah, it's been windy-ish, but not like elsewhere. Good morning from MK. Deep Value is here. Mandu 5, Charlie's here. Samsonite, if you sell all of your stocks, how can you write covered calls? How does this happen? How can I? You might need a few lessons to kind of hang on there. You're obviously not a member of the channel. Become a member and hang out with this gang and check my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Start with lesson number 1, start with lesson number 2, and take it from there. Matt, happy Friday all. 56 checking in. Labor Day. Good morning, Stephen. Good day. Good morning. What's up, Bobby? You'll write covered puts instead. You can do that too. And Stephen Jackson, sounds like you're going to need some lessons there, Samson. Happy Friday, y'all. Charlie, you write cash secured puts, Sam. You're telling the market you're going to buy back your stock at a set price for a set amount of time and collect the premium. Fold your arms. See how easy it is? It helps if you have the classes. It really does. Hector, good morning. I use cash secured puts when I've been exercised on a call I sold. I offer to buy the stock back at a lower price. Rinse and repeat. What's going on with the bloody market today? JM, also, cash secured puts are more effective, I find, if you use them as a momentum play, meaning you sell the cash secured puts on the way down day and buy back the stock as it stabilizes or recovers. Jeff, JM, yep, it's called the wheel strategy. Splair, how many calls you have that occasionally one is exercised? Big E, hey, number 77. Larry Titus is here, number 78. We open in 17 minutes for the market. Luca, here, ciao, everybody. What's happening in the pre-market, Bruce? Charlie, lots of red, says Charlie to Luca. Elisa, jobs data came out for December. 256,000 jobs created, unemployment of 4.1%. You know what this means? It means that as President Biden is entering the last month of the last week of his presidency, he has become one of the greatest presidents of all time for job creation in American history. He has become probably the greatest job creator America has probably ever had. He's certainly been the president during the lowest jobs unemployment data in history. The American economy is the strongest in the world for now 3 years in a row. Even with inflation, even with the higher interest rates, America seems to be just defying gravity. China got crushed. Europe is getting crushed left, right, and center. The rest of Asia has got a hangover from China's worries. And the United States is doing just fine. Amazing. Is everyone richer in America? No. Has it ever happened, ever in the history of the United States, ever happened where the economy has gone up for a few years and every single American has gotten richer all at the same time? No, it is, and it will never happen. It will absolutely never, ever, ever happen. You can take the big numbers and go, well, on the whole, the United States economy has grown by so much a percentage point, and the value of the GDP of the United States is, yeah, you can say the country is a richer country, but every single person in that country? No, because why? Because you guys work your butts off in doing what you do, and you know people who don't work their butts off in doing what they could be doing. And so there are winners and losers and bigger winners and slight winners and others. Welcome to the world. It's the same in Germany. There are losers there. There are losers in France. When the European economy does really well and everything is growing in the European economy, every country in the EU, England, you name it, all the countries, there are losers too. There are winners and there are losers because some people just don't work as hard as other people or get the breaks or they get ill or they fall down and break a hip and they can't work for a while. I mean, welcome to the world. You want to blame a politician for that? What do you think? What are you smoking, man? You're just not part of the real world. Thank you, President Biden, for overseeing the United States for the last 4 years, and it's stable. And thank you for not bringing out daily bulletins on your Twitter account to drive everyone up the wall. But that's about to end. The clown show is about to begin, and you haven't seen any of it yet. You've seen hints of what's coming, but you have no idea the crap that's coming down the pipe. It's going to be insane. Christina, I'm sorry I'm late. Sean Files, you seem young. Lisa, even though more people have jobs, they're not necessarily earning better salaries. Well, there's always a complaint, isn't there, Lisa? There's always a complaint. But the question is this. Would you rather have an economy adding jobs where not everyone is doing incredibly well, but we're adding jobs, or would you rather have an economy where people are getting raises but we're losing jobs? I mean, expansion is a better thing, and England would kill for expansion right now. So would Germany, so would France, so would Spain, so would other countries. They're not getting it. Christina, sorry I'm late. Welcome. Night Train, good morning. Mark Downs is here. Good day. Stock Jockey, welcome to the party, pal. The man, every day I wake up, I ask myself, is there really a downside to running the wheel strategy on good stocks? The man, because I don't see one. Jeremiah, would you recommend selling off portions or positions that are down considerably in the portfolio? I'm saying sell everything. Get the hell out. I don't care what you paid for it. I don't care what you own. Get out. Cash in, sit on cash, and write options using cash. That's the bottom line. I want you to have two sources of income going forward from now on. I want you to have one source of income, option premium income, whether you're writing cash secured puts and or credit spreads and or poor man covered call strategy. You don't own stock. You own options. You write options on options. You're writing credit spreads. You're writing cash secured puts. If you're writing covered calls because you have a 5,000 share position in a company that you've worked for years and years and years, and maybe you can't sell the stock, but you can write options on it, or I don't know what the reason is. You just aren't going to sell the stock. Then write options on that stock. It's okay to write covered calls. It's okay. But it's really okay to write out of the money covered calls that have no value. Those are the ones. You want to write contracts that are going to die worthless. You want to make money on shrinkage, time shrinkage, and decay. Options that decay in value because they're out of the money. It's nothing personal. It's just business, and it's the business of making money with money. That is the deal. Thank you all for being here. Let's get that moolah, says Jeff. Let's get that moolah. Who else is here? Welcome. Doug is here, 107 thumbs up. Night Train. Walgreens, Buddha Lines had a good earnings call. Any thoughts on when to cut ties? My cost base is $9.50. It's about $10.50 in the pre-market. You can sell that stock and write $12 cash secured puts for a year out. I don't know how much you're going to get. Is it worth your money? Look at the percentage return. Can you write a $10 cash secured puts and offer to buy the stock back at $8? Last, I don't know what the premiums are in this stuff. Check it out. Maybe sitting on cash, earning daily interest on the money for the stock and the money from the cash secured puts through an ETF purchase. Maybe that's the way to go. Susan Shops, number 111, baby. Hello. Welcome all. Dude, Uncle Bruce, what do you think about what do you and Auntie Jen think of Pierre Poilievre? Are you going to be able to vote? I can't stand the guy. And I hate the sound of his voice. I hate the sound of his voice. I hate the snarky little attitude from this little crapper. I'm not impressed by this guy. He's just a snippet little guy. He's got people working for him that are giving him one-liners. And he's just bringing out these one-liners, and it's just it's like fingernails on a chalkboard. I can't stand the sound of his voice. His message, crap. But he's doing it brilliantly. He's running an opposition campaign like you're supposed to. The problem is he has zero policies that will make any sense for the country. But unfortunately, when you have one politician that's so unpopular, how can you not become popular on the other side? There it is. It's the issue right there. Canada has a huge issue politically, always has. Politics is regional in Canada. In British Columbia, it's socialistic. In Alberta, it's conservative. In Saskatchewan, Manitoba, it varies. Ontario is usually more socialistic, liberal, and more Canadian first. Quebec is purely French Canadian and French Canada, and screw the rest of Canada. We're going our own way. And in the Maritimes, they're sitting there in different regions with different interests and different needs. And we have a very small population for 5 different provinces over there, and they have no power. They have no political power per se. And that's Canada. And you're trying to become the prime minister of this hodgepodge of a country. Wow. Impossible job to make everyone happy at the same time, no matter who you are. Go back in political history in Canada. There have been very few politicians that have ever garnered 55 to 60% of the popular vote and been able to hold it. It's a miracle that a prime minister lasts 10 years in Canada. Just a collection of fluke situations where one party votes another party into neutrality and someone in the middle comes up and wins. And it's usually the Liberals. Usually Liberals are the ones who form governments, and the Conservatives occasionally get in there, and then they screw it up with their right-leaning policies that just piss off everybody at the same time, because it's not right-wing enough for the right-wingers, and it's way too right for everyone else. And so a couple of years later, it all blows up, and then we go right back to this fragmented country. And that's what Canada is. Polyev is it comes off snarky. We don't like this guy. CKT 117. Stephen Reader, I don't know what that means. RB, how will Trump news about the 51st state? Won't. We don't give a crap. A big weekend, Uncle Bruce. My loan gets paid off this week now to save for the tax. Way to go, pal. Deep value, Bruce. Here's a donation for you. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, for everything. We very much appreciate you and Antigen. Thank you so very much for these donations. Pump and dump economy. Bobby, it won't do anything to the market. It fools stock or whatever. Fools stock. Jason, but we have seen it. We have seen it for 4 years from 16 to 20, whatever. Deep value. Super sticker. Thank you very much, you guys. Again, however you're doing these donations, we love you. We just do. Thank you. 122 on the like meter. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. We're opening in 7 minutes. Thank you for helping out with the thumbs ups today. Have you seen my poll question of the day? Stephen Reader, thank you. Joe Bryden, touch grass, thumbs up. Sharon in the house, number 124. How you doing, Hector? A better than expected jobs report. See, this is bad news for the stock market. It's bad news for Trump. It's just terrible news. Oh, terrible. Trump is coming into a hot economy. Trump is inheriting an economy that's firing on a lot of cylinders. Trump doesn't want that. He wants to be the savior. But he's not a savior of anything. He now has to hold how well the economy is doing. If the economy does start to slow down, everyone will blame Trump historically and go, as soon as he took over, everything went down. It's the way it is. Susan, one last time, you want us to sell, say, all of our SoFi? I don't know how many times I have to tell you the same thing. You can sell your shares of SoFi and write cash secured puts against it. And if the stock goes up, which we all want it to do, you will make a ton of freaking money. If the stock goes down, you will have been paid a premium over and above your book value of whatever put you've written to compensate you for a couple of dollars of losses. And you'll buy the stock at a lower level because you'll be exercised. You'll sell it right away and write another batch of cash secured puts with a premium attached to it, book value plus premium, that will make you money yet again. And if the shares are going to stay between $14 and $16 a share all this year, okay, and you've written $20 call puts, you've written $17 puts, you might get exercised. And every time you're exercised at a lower price than the stock is trading at, you'll sell them off and write new puts and take another couple of bucks a share in premium on top of your book value that will make you money while you're waiting for your stock to do what you ultimately want it to do, which is go higher, have the company become part of the S&P 500 and go to $45 a share. And you will win and win and win and win and haul in interest in the meantime. Yes, there you have it. Howdy, partner. Uncle Bruce, what do you suggest to people in Canada that have money in TFSA, RSPs, and Lira? They're not able to write spreads or cash secured puts. Well, there are ways to play this game. You can always just be like I've said, there's nothing wrong with being a covered call stock writer. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. What's better is to be able to do the other, cash secured puts and so on. That's the key. But there's nothing wrong with it. The thing is, don't be in one stock only. And so if you're going to have to be in a position where you need to write cash secured covered calls, perhaps you have some stock in this company, this company, this company, and this company for different businesses, different types of businesses. You're not just in AI stock. You're not just in oil and gas or just this. And now you're writing out of the money calls that have zero chance, virtually no chance of being in the money when they expire. And you're looking at 1 month to 6 month contracts on a constant basis. And you are allowing shrinkage to take its effect, buying calls back to write new calls for 3, 4, 5, 6 months out again, bringing in dollars per share back into your hands. There's nothing wrong with that strategy, but you better learn how options work. Stephen may as well thank the guy who started the wildfires too. The man, WBA, 12.5 strike for Jan 26, also has a 275 to 610 spread. Yikes. Bagel Babe, 126 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you. Let's see. Electrician, every liberal city has high trades, unemployment, whatever. Used to walk to the Union Hall and walk out with a job, not anymore. Night Train, thank you, the man. Lorraine, 132 thumbs ups. Mr. Premium, time to fill our pockets. Look, if you're you're worried about finding a job or keeping a job or whatever, I hear you. But this channel here is talking about ways to not having to have a job, how to get away from this trap of I can't find work in my field. Well, maybe the side gig right here is what we're talking about. Uncle Bruce, isn't the vote coming through in Canada? Can you vote by mail? I don't know what you're talking about. Big thank you to Canada for help fighting the California fires. A lot of equipment coming down. And what else? U.S. dollar is strong right now. Let's see what else. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Welcome, everybody. I don't want to go into politics if I can possibly do it. You asked me. I'll tell you what I think, but I really don't want to, Number 143, good morning from Amy J. How are you? Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. The poll question today is one of those where I have 120 votes. It says here, with a cash balance in my account from writing cash secured puts, at 5% interest, I earn so much money a day in interest. And some of you have said, well, I earn between $1 and $5 a day in interest, Uncle Bruce. 48% of you are doing that. 14% of you are earning $5 to $10 a day in interest. 12% of you are getting $10 to $20 a day in interest. That's $300 to $600 a month. And 26% of you, the second highest number, I'm getting over $20 a day in interest, Uncle Bruce. I'm getting more than $600 a month, which is $7,200 or more a year in interest with this strategy. Thank you very much. And I say congratulations all. Keep up the dang good work. Those of you making $100 a day, $200 a day, thank you very much. There gets a point where you're bringing in $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month in interest. You are kind of going, wow, the pressure on my options account to make money has really been dropped here. This is pretty dang good. I like this game. And I say, welcome to the party, pal. Nice to have you all with us. We're opening now for trading. Thank you all for joining me so far today. I really appreciate you all. The name of the show is How to Get Rich. Sell all your stocks now and start writing stock options. There it is. I don't know how much simpler I can make it. I have been begging you to consider this since October, November. A number of you have taken heeded my calls and have said, you know what, Uncle Bruce, I think you're right. I really am doing well here by having sold off a whole bunch of my portfolio, and I'm writing cash secured puts on this stuff, and I've added 35, 40, 50% in capital, in cash, on top of the cash I had when I did sell the shares that I had or the ETFs I had or whatever I was sitting on. And I'm now earning interest on all of this capital, which, 60% is mine, 65% is mine, and the rest is other people's money. I like this game, Bruce. I'm making $20 a day in interest on this cash in my account, and six of those dollars are on other people's money. That's $180 a month just to sit on their money right now while I'm enjoying the market. And if the market is going higher because of these cash secured puts, I'm making all kinds of dough here. This is all good. I like this game. Thank you very much, everybody, for allowing me to play it. The number one growing segment of the stock market is the options market. I couldn't find a book about it yesterday at Barnes & Noble. You would think that they would have the hottest, most recent selling books on how to get rich, as an investor, or how to get rich as a whatever entrepreneur. And they don't have any books on how to become rich, even in the options market. And I'm talking to you about getting rich by creating options, creating liquidity for these buyers to buy options. I'm letting them buy options from you for ridiculous prices that have no semblance of reality whatsoever. It's incredible. It just blows my mind how there is nothing out there. I'm just going, really? It's nuts. Anyway, there you go. There you are. Larry Titus, thank you, Larry, for hitting the bells. We're up and running. Thank you. And welcome to the program. Luca, neat. Don't forget the knee emojis. The Knights of Knee are the all-powerful group behind the market, no matter what anyone says to you. The Knights of Knee. Don't forget to honor the Knights of Knee. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to the party, pals. We've just started opening here. We're going to find out how the market wants to settle in. We're off something. We were down 300 in the pre-market. Will this last? Higher jobs, strong U.S. economy. You're not going to have interest rate cuts. Higher tariffs, higher prices. You're not going to have interest rate cuts. You want to extend tax cuts that were supposed to be temporary and make them permanent, which will never happen because Congress and Senate will never make permanent tax cuts. They will do temporary 3, 4, 5-year, 7-year programs. They won't make them permanent because then they lose all their credibility for existing. You have to have these renewed every once in a while so you have something to run on and something to get reelected on and something to stand on. So lower taxes into the U.S. Treasury, higher deficits, higher interest rates. Guys, everything that Trump is talking about, everything you voted for, if you voted for your pal Donny Boy, everything he has announced, everything he stands behind, everything he is promoting, guaranteed higher inflation, higher interest rates. Guaranteed. There is no way around it. There's no way the U.S. government's going to have a lower deficit. You cannot grow your way out of deficit spending. No, you have to spend less to get there. Now, Elon is the savior of the government, the non-elected Elon Musk that you voted for because you voted your boy in. He will have zero effect on spending cuts. He has no power, and he cannot tell Congress what to do. And with a 3-seat majority, whatever that sliver of majority, no dang way this is going to happen. One way to cut spending is that you cut programs for the federal government where you close certain offices and lay off people and phase out certain programs. The problem with these programs, whatever they are programs, is they're in every congressional district in the United States of America. There are 540 Congress people, 550 Congress. What is the number of those congressmen? 554 of them? I don't even know. Every one of them has some sort of federal benefit coming to their congressional district. None of these guys are going to vote to kill one of their domestic congressional job creation thingies in their district. They'll be eliminated from existence. And so it's impossible. It is utterly impossible to shut down programs. You can cut them back. You can have a partial cutback, or you can delay the hiring of new people to replace people who are retiring or quitting or who just died or got into a car accident and can't work forever again. You don't replace those people. Well, that's one way to cut your payroll, I guess, but now you're cutting your efficiency. Good luck cutting. Good luck. Good luck with all that. Richard Carlin, neat. Anyway, there you have it. John T. Uncle Bruce, you sound like mainstream media, but I like it. Bobby, first NVIDIA spread, 160.65 is completed. I made a nice buck on that one. The 175.80s just entered my buyback range. Well, the stock is down 455 on NVIDIA. So these 175.80s are so out of the money, $40 to $45 out of the money. Of course, their value is going to fall, which means the credit spread is tightening out. Bobby is making money today. Congratulations, Bobby. Brian, a stinker for some SoFi shares at 14.01. Sell me your shares. Thank you very much, Brian. Looks like it hit 1,000 shares and 10 cash secured puts. How about this game? I love this game. Where are we at? 14.01 on SoFi right now. 13.91, 13.92 on SoFi right now. Bargoon City. What can I say? Bobby, the range for my 14 to 15s to 20, 14 15s to 20 is what Bobby is talking about. I'm not quite sure what this means, but way to go, Bobby, on your NVIDIA credit spread and others. We're down 302 on the Dow, it would appear. We're off 53 on S&P. We're down 253 on NASDAQ. 0.75 of a point drop on the Dow, 0.9 on S&P, and 133 on NASDAQ. Oil is up 350 a barrel. Ridiculous, but it is. It's at 77.51. I'm amazed at how good news is bad news. It really is showing me this market is out of ideas, is overpriced, and there's nothing good coming for the stock market in the next couple of months. Nothing good. High job creation is a bad thing because it means you can't cut interest rates. The Federal Reserve can't use the excuse, well, we have to protect the job market by reducing interest rates to keep people from getting laid off. They're not getting laid off. They're being employed left, right, and center. The unemployment rate is 4.1%. That under 5% is full employment, okay? When the unemployment rate used to be 8, 9, and 10%, 5% was dream world. 5% unemployment was like dreamland. Never been done before. It's 4.1% because of the incredible president of the United States of America. Has nothing to do with his cabinet, has nothing to do with the Congress, has nothing to do with the Senate, has nothing to do with corporate America, has nothing to do with hardworking Americans. It's all the president, because that's what Trump says. Trump says, I and I alone will create jobs for Americans. Well, booby, you got yourself a problem, because you've got to beat what Biden did. You're not going to be able to do it. I don't think so. In any event, there it is. Bobby, the bid-ask range on the spread offers. Oh, I see. You're trying to get the 14. You're trying to get to the buyback at 14 cents, and you're right there, right on, buddy. Spread. My SoFi call has now a bid of $7 and an ask of $7.90. $235 gain at $7.85 last buy. Interesting stuff. Welcome to the party, pal. 13.89 on SoFi. We're down 66 cents. We're down 16 cents on Rocket Lab. There was a very good article on Rocket Lab today. Didn't help yet. Maybe it's helping the stock not drop as much as others, I suppose. Or GameStop down 134, AI down 115, NVIDIA down 486, Tesla down 12 cents, Palantir down $2.05 right now at 66.18, MSTR down 429. Are you holding stock? You're a loser. Are you holding stocks right now? You're losers. If you're holding stocks, you're watching your stocks go down in value. That's it. It's nothing personal. It's just you're watching your account go down in value, and you're a loser. Not that I'm calling you a loser. It's just that your account is a loser. We're down 358 points. If you're going into cash and writing cash secured puts, you're negating the loss by taking the premium on puts. And if the market comes back up this afternoon, this market goes up 300 points Monday or Tuesday, and we have a 700 point swing in the Dow from negative 300 to plus 300, chances are that the puts you wrote today will go down in value, and that cash is in your account already hauling in daily interest this weekend. Cash is king. I'm sorry, but cash is king. Okay. Trump will not create jobs because he plans mass layoff of government employees. You see, if you want to reduce the deficit, you've got to reduce spending for the US government. The only way you're going to reduce spending for the US government is you're going to eliminate jobs. Now, is he going to cut the defense budget by 10% so that toilet seats don't cost $70,000 each? No, he's not going to cut the defense department spending. What's he going to cut? He's going to cut programs, if he can, where he eliminates jobs, or he tells departments through his cabinet, again, it's his cabinet who'll say this, and through maybe Elon Musk's guidance, don't replace the people that are leaving government. So every year we have 2.5% to 3% of the people who work for the government retire because they age out. Some die of old age, some die of disease, some can't work anymore because they get so ill they can't go to work anymore. Just the natural depreciation of the job market. If we don't replace them, we let them leave and we don't put new people back, we naturally reduce the workforce of the government, which reduces our costs. In theory, this all works, except you think government employees are going to work double as hard as they are now for no pay raise with a threat of being laid off? You don't think these folks are looking for new jobs? There are a pile of government employees looking for new jobs right now to get out of government. Well, maybe you think that's a good idea, but if the highways aren't being repaired, bridges aren't being rebuilt, allocation of funds aren't being spent in the district that your congressperson promised you, oh, we're going to have job creation in our area because you elected me as your guy, and there's no one there to allocate the dollars towards that thing because they can't get approval for this or federal approval for that because there are no workers who do that approval right now, and it's delayed 2 years. Hey, guess what? You got a recession. You've got a recession because in your neighborhood, there were supposed to be 5,000 jobs created with this new whatever, and this thing is 5 years delayed because of bureaucratic shortcuts. It's one big party, you know. We're all in the same room together. We just don't want to talk to each other. It's nothing personal. I just don't want to talk to you. Splair, it's a $75 loss against a $235 win. He says, now I can get 765, 255 gain. All right, Brian, Archer down 9%. Good time for cash secured puts. How about that, everybody? Welcome to the party, pal. I hope you're having a fun day today. Cash is king. Stock is not the way to go. Option writing is the way to go. I'm happy to report SoFi is back over $14. It's $14.03. I know that's not going to make you jump up and down like crazy, but it's better than looking at a 1387 market, but it's at 1403. We traded 6 million in 14 minutes, a little heavier than the last couple of days. Rocket Lab down 29, GameStop 3157 down 139, AI down 130, and Nvidia down 470. Look, if you like AI, it's around $32 right now. You like AI? You think AI can go to 38 to 40 sometime this year? Why didn't you write a $30 cash secured put on AI, or a 32 or a 35? Put up $3,500, write a $35 AI cash secured put, take the dough and see what happens. Stock goes to 36, 38, whatever. You're laughing. I mean, you're doing that. 32.30 on the stock. I don't even know if my quotes are accurate. Let me just double check here on AI options. I'm just trying this. I could be looking at bad quotes. I don't know. Just bear with me, people. Bear with me. January 16, 2026, cash secured put. If you were to write a $35 cash secured put on AI, which is an in the money put right now, it's in the money, 270, 280 in the money, something like that. 916 was the last trade on Friday. They're offered at 1085. The $30 AIs for Jan 26, they're offered at 785. I'm not showing any trading yet on any of these contracts because my quotes are behind the market. So I might need another 10 minutes to be able to give you a reasonable quote on these. But you can haul in some nice dough. Look, if you can haul in $8 on a 30, that's an out of the money put on AI. That's an out of the money put for $8. Hey, hello. That's not quite, it's 35+% on your money. The 35s, if you can get 10 for those, you're getting what, 28, 29%. You might even get $11 for those. Maybe you can get more than $11 for those. Nice. Might be very worth your while. Again, you have to decide, are you a stockholder or are you an option writer? There's for some of you, that's the question of the day. Really, it is the question of the day. Are you a stockholder or are you an option writer? Because you might not be able to be both, or you could become an option writer and bring in a pile of cash being an option writer, especially cash secured puts, where the interest on that money is so juicy, you're crazy not to take it. Let's take a look right now on the markets here. So Rocket Lab down 39 cents. SoFi down now 52 at 1403, 1404. GameStop down 127 at 3173. We've got Matterport down 24 cents at 471. We've got 23andMe down 22 at the moment. We got Spire down 37 at the moment. Apple down 427, Tesla down 360, Microsoft down 550, Alphabet down 190, Amazon down 370, Nvidia down $5, Meta down 594, Goldman down 1118, Cisco down 32, ARC down 190, Pfizer down 2 cents, HPQ down 50, Unity down 105, AI down 136, Adobe down $8. We've got the Spiders down 649, Netflix down $27 a share at 847 after a high of 941. Qs are down 777. Sevens are wild. IBM down 206, Manic down $6, Home Depot down 77, Enphase down 223, Palantir down 260, Uber up 32 cents, and MicroStrategy down 456. Stock is not where you want to be. Cash is where you want to be on a ton of money with cash secured puts. That's where you want to be. Do the best I can to tell you the same thing day in and day out, but I'm gonna keep telling you because I think that's the way to go. Welcome everybody to the show. The sky is opening up. We're not very windy this morning here, thankfully. We've been windy for 4 days, but the winds are supposed to pick up later today and tomorrow yet again. I'm sorry to say. Okay. Too much politics and a down market, says Walter Young. There you go. Well, make money, my friend. Make money. Don't listen to the politics. Make money with your money. There you go. Okay. Welcome everyone to the program. Thank you all for joining us this morning. I'm looking now at the poll question of the day and our thumbs up meter. Thank you for coming through for us. We have now on the thumbs up meter 160 thumbs. Thank you. The 137 votes have come in on the poll question of the day. With a cash balance in my account from writing cash secured puts at 5% interest, I am earning so much money per day in interest. The answers are from $1 to $5 a day. 48% of you are making $1 to $5 a day in interest 7 days a week. $5 to $10 a day. 15% of you are doing that. 10% of you are making $10 to $20 a day in interest, and a whopping 27% of you guys are making over $20 a day in interest on the cash balance in your account because you've written cash secured puts. Very well done. I don't think there are people here at 21 and 22 and $23 a day. I think this category of over 20 a day, there are people here making more than 30, 40, and $50 a day in interest on their cash balance. That's what that means. Now, let's put it in perspective. If you have an account worth $50,000 in cash, you got $50,000 in cash in your account because you wrote a bunch of cash secured puts. Maybe you had 33,000, you added 17 in cash, or you had 37,000, you added 13 in cash. You got 50 grand, and you're getting 5% interest a year on that money. That is $2,500 a year. And that works out to just over $200 a month in interest. $2,400 times $200 a month is $2,400. So you're getting, $7 a day in interest. That is the $5 to $10 level. Only 14% of you are getting that. Now, if you've got $100,000 in your account, say you started with $65,000 in cash and your cash secured puts on all of it, you got over $100,000 now. You're bringing in $5,000 a month. I'm sorry, you're bringing in $5,000 a year. Sorry, 5% is $5,000 a year. 365 days and $5,000, $10 a day is $3,600. $20 a day is $7,200. This is still under $20 a day. You got 150 grand lying around, you're bringing in 7,200 a year in interest. And now you're talking about over 20 bucks a day. You got 200,000 lying around, you're bringing in $10,000 a year in interest. That's over 800 a month in interest. That is over 20 bucks a day in interest. 27% of you are bringing in over $20 a day in interest. This is significant, and it is telling, and it is smart. It is really smart. Money on your money. You can't get a dividend of 5% or more on a stock. You really can't. It's very difficult to get that. You can get an ETF return using buy an ETF in corporate bonds. The one that I was talking about is SPHY. If you own SPHY, you're bringing in about 7.83% interest on your money. Close to 8%. So if you're going to bring in 8% on your dough and you've got 100,000 in your account because 35,000 is put premium and 65,000 is yours, you got 100 grand bringing in 8%, that's 8,000 a year. All right. That's some decent dough. That's 700 plus a month. $20 a day times 30 days, about 600 a month. That's more than 20 bucks a day, right there at 8%. You can't get a dividend that pays you 8%. IBM won't pay you that. You want to buy stocks that pay a dividend, you're not going to get that kind of money. Taking a look here at our friends, let me take a look. Does Microsoft have a dividend yield? 0.78, not even 1%. So you can't do that. Intel doesn't pay it. It pays 2.2% Intel, and I don't know if that's safe anymore. Facebook, does Facebook pay a dividend? 0.33 of a percentage point. They pay you nothing. They will not pay you. Who else? Where are we? Cisco, does Cisco have a dividend yield? 2.7% to own Cisco. They're not going to pay you. They don't even pay you inflation. You're losing if you're living off the dividend of Cisco. You're losing. Yeah, not great. IBM, here we are. IBM is now yielding a 2.99% on IBM. Big Blue. Solid, dependable, dividend-paying company. Not even 3% interest on your money. You're better off selling IBM and owning an ETF paying you 8% and writing cash secured puts on IBM. I mean, just sell your IBM and write cash secured puts on your IBM. Take the interest on the money at 8% instead of 3% from the IBM itself. And if the shares go to $240 a share, you're laughing. You are making a ton of additional money. You're making more money than owning the stock and getting the dividend. Even writing covered calls. Just saying. I'm just trying to get you to think in an institutional kind of way. It's nothing personal. I want you to get rich. It's nothing personal. Home Depot, 2.3% yield on your money. Losers. Goldman Sachs, $567 a share, 2% yield on your money from dividends. Loser. You're a loser. You're better off selling that stock and writing cash secured puts on it and making 8% interest on the value of the stock instead of 2%. Get 8%, and then take the cash secured put premium on top of that. Thank you very much. You can write out of the money cash secured puts. Out of the money. They'll die worthless. It's not that hard. There are 18 lessons waiting for you in my website to understand how options work. You got, if you're not willing to pay $200 a lesson, you're not interested in making money. That's obvious. You're not interested in making money if you don't want to buy the lessons. You don't want to learn how it works. You're not going to figure out how to make the money. Sorry. Go to college, go to a business school, go to the Wharton Business School, or go to whatever business school in Boston and New York. Good luck. Move there, find rent under $3,000 a month, go to school and take classes, and do not have, after 4 or 5 years, do not have a $250,000 student loan. And I hope they teach you how to write cash secured puts on stock that you don't own, plus the interest on the money. Good luck earning that in the next 4 to 5 years, and then come back to me and say, Uncle Bruce, you're an idiot. I went to the Wharton Business School, and they told me all about the options. Actually, they didn't teach me all about the options market. No. They're going to change their curriculum. I'm going to talk to the professor about showing me how to write options, because all the professors at the Wharton Business School and all these other business schools are geniuses at option write. No, they don't write. They don't do that. Why don't the professors at these business schools do all this stuff? I think I know why it is. They're tenured. They can't get laid off. They write complicated books on the complicated economies of the world and publish this stuff and make an extra $100,000 a year on top of their $500,000 a year salaries. These folks have been teaching for 15, 20 years at $500,000 a year in combined income. They give speeches and get $10,000 a speech. They're living the good life, okay? They don't need to learn how to write options. They're not you, okay? They're set for the rest of their life. And they're tenured. And when they retire, they have a guaranteed pension plan tied to inflation. They will never need to learn how to write stock options. They're in the upper quartile of success. They're being asked to join boards of directors for $50,000 a year, each board of director to come into 4 meetings a year, 6 meetings a year. These guys will never have to do what you have to do. You've got to become an institutional investor. Where in God's name are you going to go to learn how to do that? Not from these guys. These guys don't know how to tell you to do that. You have to go to New York and get a job with an institutional firm and become a grunt in their option department. That's what you need to do. But the problem is you're not licensed in the securities business. You have no experience in the securities business. You're not getting a job there either. So now where do you go? Well, you go to Barnes & Noble and go to the book department on self-help and how to write options and how to quit your day job. There are no books available there. Maybe you can take some of my classes for $200 a class. Give it a shot. Try practice account trading for a while. Give that a shot and do what Brian does. Do what Brian does. Do what Christina does. Do what all my other viewers, a whole bunch of my other viewers are doing. Learn how to write credit spreads. Learn how to write cash secured puts, and do what they do here every day, all the time for the last 4 years. Why don't these people leave? It's cheaper to be here, more profitable to hang out as a Gold Bagel member here than to go to a business school for $100,000 a year. You want to be like Tom Cruise. You remember that movie, The Firm? He wanted to become a lawyer. And he was in Boston, and he was working as a waiter on the side, making tip money and whatever. And then he was going to law school, and he was in the top of his class, and he got offered this juicy paying job. You want to do that? Are you 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, full of vim and vinegar, and you're ready to work part-time and work your ass off? Tom Cruise today, that character of The Firm, he would have come out of that school with $250,000 in debt. When that movie was made in 1990 or whatever the hell it was, he came out of school with 20 grand in debt. Today, it's $250,000 in debt. He will work for 10 years as a lawyer to get out. And of course, he chose the wrong firm to join, unfortunately, because it was representing the mob. But hey, that's a movie. What can I say? It's a movie, you know? But those folks who have jobs at legal firms in New York, in Boston, in Chicago, in Aurora, Illinois, in Peoria, in Spokane, in wherever, are they going to make $400,000 a year to start as lawyers to pay off that $250,000 loan real quick? No, No, they're going to work their butts off for 10 years to become an associate and try to become a partner in a law firm if that's what they're going for. And they're going to be able to pay $1,000 a month towards their student loan, which equals the interest for years and years and years. It's going to take them 20 years to make any dents. And if they want to really make money, they're going to find another career outside of the law profession to really make dough, because their clients who are hiring them at $300, $400, $500 an hour are the ones making the big bucks. They're going to want to go do what they do for a living. They're not going to make it inside a law firm and pay off a $250,000 loan. You want to be in that crowd? The society will respect you. Society and your family will respect you. You became a full-blown lawyer, and you got that $250,000 loan. They will respect you, but will they help you pay your bills? I don't think so. I don't think so. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm glad you're here. What a day we're having here. 3 weeks ago, Brian says, my SoFi average WAD 1550 down to 1485 right now. I'm having fun right now. 1387 on SoFi right now, down 70 cents a share. The Dow's down 552 points. Stocks are for losers. GameStop down 122, AI down 163, NVIDIA down 550, Tesla down 939. Brian, down market is great, but up market is even better. Christina, SoFi Jan 2026 15s. I just got for these cash secured puts $395. I just grabbed 5 of those. I just wrote 5 of them. Wow. Awesome sauce. JJ wants to know SPHY. What's the risk? Oh, the risk is interest rates go down. That interest rates will go down dramatically, and that corporate yields will fall down dramatically, because corporations are going to have a great 5 years coming up. Ain't no risk in my gun sights. Over there, I see higher rates. Christina, keep dry powder each day for these dips. Oh my. Juan, wonder what else I can find in the self-help section of the Barnes & Noble. Christina, you're spicy today. You're really fired up today. Well, like I said, Jen and I went to the mall yesterday and looked around what used to be a Westfield mall that used to be filled with the corporate America's finest retailers. It used to be a high-level, high-scale mall, and there was your Starbucks in there. There were your big chains, your big food, fast food chains in the food court, the brands of brands. There were the best clothiers, middle class and up clothier stores for women, for men. There were the jewelry stores, brand name guys. There were shoe stores for men and women all over the place. It was expensive to be a retailer in the mall. I personally knew a gentleman who had a store in that mall selling running shoes. He had a franchise, running a franchise store, and he was paying top dollar in rent at that time. This was back in when we were first here in the early 2000s. And you go to that mall today, Westfield walked away from the mall, sold the mall. They couldn't sell the mall to anybody. The city of Palm Desert bought that mall for probably a song, and they're probably down on it right now, but they're long-term holders of this property. Good enough. So Westfield's gone. The top retailers that used to be there are gone. There used to be a Marie Callender's restaurant. It's gone. There used to be, what was the name of that store, Jen? You remember the one clothing store that used to have that blue front?
I'm sorry, you're talking to me.
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You're listening to something else. The shopping mall, our Westfield shopping mall.
Yeah.
There used to be a clothing store. Thank you, Jen, for the grape jelly. There used to be a clothing store on the lower level that had like a big wooden front add-on.
Oh,
It used to walk around like that, and you
had
walk.
the bad smell.
What was the name of that clothing store? It's a big brand.
Hollander.
Hollander. Yeah, yeah.
Hollander.
You remember
Is that it?
you guys remember that brand name Hollander something? They're gone. The top jewelry stores are gone. They're replaced by mom and pop jewelry
There's another
stores.
one. It's something and something.
Yeah,
It was right beside it.
yeah. They're all
Both
gone.
of them smelled because they were trying to
Yeah,
promote their perfumes and
yeah.
colognes.
Big brands
Horrible.
have walked away from this shopping mall. There's maybe a quarter of them left out of all of them. And Now there are mom and pop rug dealers, mom and pop art,
Lots of massage places.
a couple of massage places run by some Chinese folks who want to get you in for a massage. Cash only, no credit cards. Yeah, it's gone by way of this. And the kids aren't there anymore. The young kids who used to hang out in the mall, our daughter used to love hanging out at that mall. Those days are over. There are no 13, 14-year-olds. They're like a handful. They used to be crawling with kids, guys and girls looking at each other, and boys and girls. It's all gone. No, it's there's a Barnes and Noble, but they're probably getting a rental deal that they can't beat, or they're into a 25-year lease and they got 10 years to go. I don't know. Anyway, it's a different world, isn't it?
Very sad.
It's very sad. Cheers, everybody. Sesame seed grape jelly on a toasted bagel from Costco. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'd love to have you here. Let's see what else is going on here. Comments. J-Boy, something and something was my favorite store. I got all my somethings there. Hollister.
Yes.
Thank you very much. One person found it. Yes, J-Boy. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you, JJ. Jeff Glass, there was a Westfield Mall right down the street from me. It was demolished about 12 years ago. A new grocery store and a subdivision was just built on the location last year. Cash only massage sounds suspicious. Richard, good morning, Auntie Jen and Jeff. The leveled property sat vacant for a decade while developers haggled for tax incentives. That's right. You got to bribe us to build this stuff. You got to bribe us. How much is city council going to cough up before we build anything? Oh yeah. Abercrombie and Fitchburg. That's right. They're gone. I remember 15, 20 years ago, that mall right here in Palm Desert, if you wanted to get a 5 or 10-minute massage, these Oriental folks, I'm going to say Chinese folks, if I'm offending anyone, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Whether they're Korean or Vietnamese or Chinese, or I don't know. But they used to offer a massage in the middle of the mall. You know those chairs that you sit in where you lean forward and you put your head through that circle thing, and and they're behind you giving you a massage. That's the only place they could afford to give you a 5, 10, 15-minute quick massage. Now in this mall, they have 2 stores, 2 actual stores that used to be whatever they used to be, with their chairs inside, or they have tables you can lie down on, and yeah, it's changed. Kit Fitch, yeah, Corinne knows, yeah, yep. Hollister and Abercrombie and Fitch, exactly. No more HMVs. We used to have hairdressers in there. There used to be a very popular hairdresser right beside the JCPenney. Gone, erased from existence. Hair cutting places now. If there's one in our mall, there's one barber who I'm sure is paying $1,000 a month rent, and that's it. Would have been $10,000 a month years ago. Otherwise, these folks have gone to strip malls. They're now in strip malls where it is $1,000 a month because they can't afford the top rent. There's just no way. The customers don't want to spend $50 for a haircut. Some do, but not many. Nothing personal. It's just lack of business. The race to the bottom is on big time. The Dow's off 556. S&P down 100. NASDAQ down 450. It's down 2.3%. S&P down 1.7. Dow 1.3. All lower. All falling. Orange Boy is supposed to make everything great again. Doesn't look good for them. Unbelievable. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for the thumbs ups. I don't know if I'm going to make 200 today. So many of you are upset with me today. You don't want to hear what I have to tell you. 174 in the thumbs up meter. I appreciate it. 26 still to go. I don't know if I'm going to get them. People talking about getting cash interest every day from their brokerage account now because they're sitting on a bunch of cash. 25% of 156 of you are getting over 20 bucks a day in interest now. $20 a day or more in daily interest. 25% of my viewers who have answered the poll question. From 10 to 20 bucks in interest a day, 10%. $5 to $10 a day, 13%. And $1 to $5 a day, 52%. There are 157 votes in here. About 40 of you are getting over 20 bucks a day in interest. There you go. That goes a ways towards bills. Just saying, it doesn't hurt. Oh my. We're down almost 600 in the Dow now. Rocket Lab down 115. SoFi down 67 cents. GameStop down $1.36. Apple down 647. Tesla down 860. Microsoft down 880. Alphabet down 331. Amazon down 510. Nvidia down 554. Meta down 1218. Goldman down 1578. If you're writing call credit spreads, I congratulate you. Call credit spreads on the Magnificent Seven, definitely the way to go. 15 to 20% out of the money, short-term contracts, 2 months or less. Enjoy the shrinkage. And this is going to be the name of the game going forward for quite some time. Doesn't matter if it's down today or not, you're still going to do well. SoFi trying to get better. 1392, the low of the day, 1381 on SoFi. Dow is down 610 points now, down 610. S&P down 101, NASDAQ down 441 right now. And the wildfires rage on in LA. Unbelievable. Oil still doing well, up $3.12 a barrel at $77.04. I don't know why it's up here, but it is. Goldman has downgraded AMD stock. Just reading headlines that I see coming across my screen. Within the next week, we're going to get all the latest short interest numbers that were filed at the end of the year, at the end of December. We should have those shortly. Right now, 135 million shorted on SoFi, but that was as of the 13th of December. Sometime next week, we'll find out what the number was at the end of the year. The U.S. Treasury was sitting at the 10-year note for the U.S. was yielding 4.69 to 4.7%. It's now 4.74 to 4.75. That's a big move today. The US dollar is climbing against the euro. It's now down to 102.59, down from 103. The pound is down to 122.4. The overseas markets were negative today. All of Asia was in the red today. All of Europe in the red as well. So it's a down day everywhere at the moment. And with today's unemployment numbers being so strong, with this Biden economy holding this great job growth curve, 200 plus thousand jobs created last month. That was a big boost. That's not good for the future of interest rates. Interest rates could be going higher, and everything Trump wants to talk about doing will only make rates go higher. Can't bring rates down. What does that say there? Okay. Dude says, I can't write puts in one account. So I'm writing aggressive calls instead. I just wrote a $3.95 on Tesla for $1.51. It expires today. Tesla, of course, this is Friday. Tesla's $386.86. So he's writing a $3.95 that dies today. It's 9 out of the money. Interesting. Cindy, here's my thumbs up for you. Jeff Glass, sitting here watching my account value go down while the cost of my put contracts go up. This isn't much fun at all. 10 days until he's in the house for some YMCA run-ups in stocks before euphoria could run out completely out of power. I don't know what this player's talking about. Dude, $20 for you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, dude, so much. Sheepy investor. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Do you think the fire in LA will have an impact on the stock market? That's going to affect insurance stocks.
It's made my Amazon delayed.
Jen's Amazon deliveries are delayed.
Should have been here yesterday. Now they're hoping next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's no question that the fires will affect local businesses dramatically. I'm sure that the Calgary Flames game against the Kings was canceled 2 days ago. The football game coming up on Monday or Sunday is being shifted to Phoenix. That's affecting hotels, restaurants.
Basketball's been canceled.
Yeah, basketball games are canceled. I mean, all kinds of businesses are being affected by the cancellation of professional sporting events in the LA area. That's just one area. Disneyland's got to be affected. Universal, I mean, the smoke coming over the properties, that can't be good. So there's a negative effect there. Nationally, I don't know. I don't know about nationally. Hostergaard is asking a question about getting assigned on cash secured puts. If you've written cash secured puts out to January 26th, I don't think you're in any danger of getting assigned today at all. Dude, Hostergaard, don't roll down. Better just write it again for the same strike if you're assigned. Vladdy, I'm 188, Bruce. Thank you, everybody. Christina, I bought. You wrote. You're not buying. You are writing. Christina is so fixated on buying. You are writing cash secured puts.
Get money? What did you do?
Did you bring money in? 401 for the 15s? Well done. You are writing. You are bringing money in. All right. SoFi right now, $13.95. down about 61 cents. The Dow still off, but only off 584, not 610. And the Nasdaq's down 400 and S&P down 94. The market looks a little better than a little while ago. Zeta State, I am number 190 on your thumbs up meter, Bruce. You are going to get 200 today. I'm telling you right now, you just hang in there, buddy. You're going to get 200 thumbs up. 190 in the house. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. It's a good thing. We love you. We love you for it. And thank you, dude, very much for that $20 cash that cash secured put, the $20 donation. Super chat. Yeah, super chat. I love those $20 cash secured puts there, dude. You just keep them coming. I love those. Jen got a kick out of that. There you go. Bruce getting cash secured puts for $20. Rocket Lab down 66, SoFi down 53. We're back to 1402 apparently. Let's double check that. We might be still under 14. Let me double check this. One quote says one thing, one says the other. Who do you believe? Who do you want to believe? 1403. I like that one better. Yeah, we're up to 1403 now. 1404 on SoFi, down 51 cents. GameStop down 125. The low today for GameStop was 31.40. We're at 31.70, so we're definitely bouncing off some of these low quotes. Rocket Lab's low of the day was 26.01, and we're at 26.70. So Rocket Lab has definitely bounced up from the lows. SoFi is bouncing back. GameStop is bouncing back. Let's take a look here at some of the big boys. How's Apple doing? Apple at 236 right now is, let's see, where is that quote, Bruce? Here we are, 236.65. We got down to 235.80. So we've come back about 80 cents on Apple so far. Google is at 192.81. It got down to 191.60, $1.20 improvement on Google. Microsoft is at 416.30. That is $1.30 better than the low of the day. Netflix is $8.37, down $37, but it's $2 better than the low. Not much of a recovery yet on Netflix. Meta Platforms, that's the old Facebook, was down to $5.97 at 603. This is 606. We've actually come back $9 on Facebook from the low of the session. So definite improvement here happening on a bunch of stocks. So we'll watch the indexes, see how they react to this. They are likely to improve. The Dow, the Dow's down now 550 instead of 600 something. We've got the S&P now down 85 instead of 110. We have NASDAQ down 350 instead of about 450. So we definitely had an improvement. Is it a complete full-blown recovery? No guarantee of that, but we are definitely not at the lows of the session at all. Not even close to it. 1409 on SoFi, the high of the day, 1428, 17 cents away. 1381 is the low, 1408 is where we're at. So 27-cent recovery from the low of the day on 12.5 million volume on SoFi. So it's definitely improving. Rocket Lab 2677, up 76 cents from the low on 5.6 million. GameStop is now 31.74, up from 31.40 on 3 million volume at the moment. So they have improved somewhat. Total recovery? No. But improvement? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Christina, I did write those. I admit I wrote them. I could always just buy the naked puts if I wrote. I suppose I just feel like SoFi will go up again and we'll be fine. Just don't know probably being assigned. Let's see. Big Siri buying candle or SoFi buying candle, says Christina. Big SoFi candle. Hoster got mail. Let me, I'm too much of a worry wart. Look at the SoFi heading up again. Walter, hi, Auntie Jen. Thumbs up number 200 from Walter Young today. Thank you, Walter.
Hey, Walter.
How you doing? Welcome all to the program. Welcome all to the show. Thank you, everyone, for helping out with the thumbs up meter. We did hit 200 after all. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. There's a survey out there. It's a customer expectation survey for higher inflation, and consumers are convinced inflation will be higher in January than months before. That's bad news. Very bad news. Anyway, that's what I suspect. Okay, well, we'll see what's going on here. Rocket Lab now only down 52 cents. SoFi's only down 49. GameStop's still down 122 at the moment. There you have it. Thank you again for joining us today. Welcome to Friday, everybody. Welcome all to option expiry day for the 10th of January. What can I say? Thank you all for popping in and being with us. We love that you were able to join us today. The thumbs up meter is showing 200. We've got 161 votes now for the poll question. How much money a day are you making in your account if you're getting 5% interest? What are you getting now on your cash balances? 25% of the 161 of you who've answered say, Bruce, I'm getting over 20 bucks a day in interest now. Over $20 a day. That is $7,300 a year or more in interest on your cash balance. Very good. Very good. You keep that up. 52% are saying, I'm getting $1 to $5 a day. 13% are saying 5 to 10. 10%, I'm getting 10 to 20 bucks a day. But over 20 bucks a day, 25%. Nice. That's a nice dividend on your money. Sure beats any dividend you're going to get on any stock you buy out there. And why hold stock with this volatile market? It's only going to get worse. The uncertainty is building in the market. It's already showing. The entire Trump bump is gone. It's all gone. It was there for 2-3 weeks. It's all gone now. Now we're going to go lower. That's what I see. You see it? I see it. We'll see how this plays. Okay. Go SoFi, go to the moon, of course. Go Rocket Lab, go GameStop, go all of our favorites. But let's be real. The market might not be cooperating very much for the next 60, 90 days. You want to be cash rich, stock poor, I think. Learn how to write options using cash only. Thank you, everybody, for your kind support, your undying support of this channel. I appreciate you so very much. 200 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. This is it. Yesterday was a holiday. Today's the one day. Tomorrow we're off. Sunday we're off. And we'll be back on Monday. Join me and Jen and I on Monday. In the meantime, take good care of yourselves. Make nothing but money in this market. If you have any questions, let me know. If any of you are having issues with your classes or your class numbers, you let me know. If any of you are ready for one-on-ones, you let me know. Very much appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Richard Carlin, yes, sir. Neat. JJ, from the Trump bump to the Trump slump. Well, we'll see how it all plays out, kids. Time will tell. 1406.09 now on SoFi. Go, SoFi, go. Let's go back to $14.50 to $15 today. Have an up day, and all of you writing those cash secured puts are just smiling from ear to ear, going, oh, I like this game, Uncle Bruce. I really like this game. Charlie, thank you, Uncle Bruce. Have a great weekend, everybody. Larry Titus, have a good weekend, everybody. Neat, Charlie. Neat. Howdy, partner. Neat. Don't forget the knee emojis. 14.10 on SoFi. It's climbing. Giddy up, kids. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful, relaxed weekend. Like Splair says, I'm looking further to getting a $1 gain on my 100 WBD after a week. Right on, buddy. Get richer, all of you. And thank you so much for your support. We'll see you on Monday morning. And we'll just see how much money we make next week. That's right. Big E, not only am I getting the knees, I'm getting the z at the end. How about that? Corinne, neat. Splair, neat. Cheers. Thank you, kids. We'll see you Monday morning. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.